Good day, everybody. Connor McIver here with the Paris 911 team. I wanted to give you a little bit of an update. Today is the 16th day of April 2010, and it, of course, is Friday. We have a big weekend coming up here in the Santa Clarita Valley. There's going to be a lot going on. They just reduced interest rates out here. But a few other topics that I wanted to talk about that will definitely be of interest. I don't know if you know or not, the local sheriff's department, they do work with a cadre of volunteers, as does the city of Los Angeles. I'm a reserve for them, and the volunteers consist of people that are sworn and different other personnel that might not be sworn or carrying guns, but still support the deputies and the department and the community in a support function. So just to let you know, there's a special celebration coming up here at the Santa Clarita Sheriff's Station that's going to give the volunteers that have been working there some accolades, because basically if you look at it, in the year 2009 they put in enough hours to save us citizens, or us residents here in Santa Clarita, over 700 grand. So that's how much the volunteers contributed, and the sheriff's station, the city, is going to recognize those coming up. That was brought forward by the sheriff.com website, which is with the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, so it's scbsheriff.com. Another thing coming up, looking around the internet, did notice on Jeff's blog at scbtalk.com, he was talking a bit about a coming up date, and let me just grab that real quick because I wrote it somewhere else. Thursday, May 20th, in this valley, there's going to be Let's Everybody Try to Ride Their Bike to Work Day, and I'm kind of excited about that. So it's Thursday, May 20th. I'll go ahead and post the link to Jeff's blog post on the site that'll kind of give you a few more details as to what it's about and the why. And finally, I'm also a big follower of the SCV Mom blog, and I'll put that on here as well. But mothers and fathers, they basically directed this to moms, but when is the last time you took a picture with your kids? That's kind of important. I remember when I was growing up, every 2 or 3 years, we had a family portrait until I was about 8, and after that, it stopped. So I've been neglectful in that regard, so I definitely need to jump on that. You might want to think about doing that as well. Even if you don't have kids, just with somebody, friends or whatever, because it's kind of cool to look back in the future, and from the future to look back in the past and kind of, remember times. I know that when I hear certain songs, it brings me way back. So that's, I think, the thing pictures would do. I wish when I was with the PD as a regular, I would have taken a lot more photographs, but I didn't. But I can always dress up in the uniform today and try to do it, but it's just not the same. Anyway, a couple things about real estate. Let's give you this. Between the months of February and March, our inventory here in the Santa Clarita and for most of the rest of Los Angeles actually dropped 50%, or about 40% of what it was. And that's because a lot of people were able to get into escrow, and then listings that came onto the market were much fewer and far between after that point. So just something to know as a buyer. I understand it's very frustrating. We have a lot of buyers, and a lot that I've read about and gotten emails from, that are working with other agents. They've basically become so dissuaded that they've decided to go ahead and move on, and not move on, but actually sign leases or rental agreements. That's fine. A couple things, though, if you still are in the market and wanting to buy, a couple things to ask yourself before you sign the lease agreement or rental agreement. You need to find out, first off, how much more is it going to be if you just go month to month, and see if they offer that option. And then weigh it out. I mean, if you really want to get a house in the next 6 to 8 months, it's definitely a possibility. It might take you, going up to bat several times before you actually hit the home run, but you will. So ask them that question. Also, after you get inside of a home, or you start, before you lease it, I would ask if there's any special agreement that you could have with the owner, that if in fact you did find a home, you'd be able to cancel yourself out of that particular contract and move away without any harm or foul, or if in fact there's some kind of a monetary compensation that the owner might accept if you wanted to move on. So there's a couple things. And finally, those interest rates, they did get down just above 5%, so they have dropped a little bit. just watch that. I don't see any knee-jerk reactions that need to happen. I think that as far as the market goes, again, the same rumors are here now that were with us last September. Last September, everybody was saying, even the banks that we have relations with, they were saying, okay, Connor, it's coming. Let everybody know. And it's been like the silence atomic. There hasn't been much of anything happen as far as the market goes. We've seen a lot of auctions really taking off, and a lot of people that want to flip properties taking advantage of that. But because inventory as far as REOs is so lacking, you see where the market is today. Finally, let's talk about short sales. Short sales at one time were something that we weren't against them, but there were really no mechanisms in place to make them work and make it so that they would actually close within a shorter amount of time. Go to shortsalehelpcall.com. There's a lot of rules now and a lot of money that's been injected by the government to help those move a little bit quicker. But the trick is the agent, not just the agent representing the buyer, which that helps, but definitely the agent representing the seller needs to know what they're doing. If they don't know what they're doing and they don't carry any type of certifications that give them more power with all of the banks out there, like your Wells Fargo, your Banks of America, your Citibank, because those certifications carry weight. Whatever the deals were done behind closed doors, bottom line is those banks look at those people. When I send a form letter with a particular certification on it into a negotiator for a short sale, if it doesn't have that stuff on the top as far as where that certification is coming from, my document does not go to the front of the pile. It's not going to be seen. So again, this is very important. Also, don't fool yourself either. Make sure you're getting good short sale advice. But back to buyers, let us know if we can help you in any way. And if you are working with your own agent, please be loyal. I'm excited to report I'm going to be starting a weekly radio show here in the next couple weeks. I'm going to be working on the format and other things, but look forward to you joining me. It'll be a call-in program type variety, so call in with your questions and I'll do my best to answer you in the most transparent way I know how. Thanks for watching. I am Connor McIver, Paris911.com. Be safe.